Hey guys, and welcome back into another video here on the channel. I talked about yesterday in my Cubs review that I had something I wanted to say about John Lackey, and I didn't want to get into it in the last video, and I decided today was a good time to talk about it. And this is something I've thought about John Lackey since back when he was pitching with the Angels in the early 2000s, and I saw it really came back into my vision last year when he was on the Cardinals. And I started seeing him more consistently, being in the same division as the Cubs. And now that he's on the Cubs, it's gotten to the point where I just felt like I needed to talk about it. And I want to see if other people agree. But John Lackey, he's pitching yesterday, and I just couldn't take it anymore. This guy has got to be the biggest jerk in the face of the earth, man. This guy consistently, game after game after game after game, whines, moans, complains, and throws a fit about 40% of the pitches he throws. You'll see probably 7, 8, 9, 10 times a game, maybe more, him staring down the umpire, him throwing up his arms, him taking big long walks around the mound, consistently showing the umpire up. Yesterday D. Gordon gets a bunt hit, and he's mad about D. Gordon laying a bunt down for a base hit, and he's yelling about it. This guy's a jerk, and this guy is... I get the sense that at some point he's going to get his ass thrown out of a game because yesterday it was pretty damn close. The ump after one of the innings when he threw his arms up 3 or 4 times came up to him after the inning and started telling him. I don't know what he was telling him, obviously, but I'm assuming he was telling him, look, stop showing me up. I'm not changing the call. That's all there is to it. And Lackey gets up right in his face and starts saying something. Madden's got to come out to break it up. One of these days, he's going to get his ass thrown out. The umps are going to get sick of it. I don't blame them. As somebody that, albeit it was little kids, but as somebody that umped baseball last year, there was numerous times where if coach pissed me off, player pissed me off, you're human. And if there's a call right on the edge of the zone, which there is tons of times during the course of a baseball game, they're human. They're going to make the call, and they're going to have some emotion involved. If it's a super close pitch, are you going to give it to the guy out there throwing a fit, trying to embarrass you pitch after pitch after pitch? No. So not only is he going to probably get himself thrown out of a game here pretty soon, but he's also a guy who's doing himself no favors if he wants to get close pitches. And I don't understand the logic. I understand he's a fiery guy. He's competing hard, he's battling, and he wants the pitch, but come on, man. They're not going to give you the call, and you throwing a fit and complaining is not going to help you get more calls. If anything, it's going to hurt you. Either it's going to hurt you or it's going to do nothing. And I'm just so sick and tired of him out there throwing his arms up, staring players down, staring coaches down, staring umps down. Because not only does the staring umps down hurt your team, and if he gets thrown out of a game, it's really going to hurt him. But, when you're, staring down players, you're talking crap to players, the next inning, when your team's batting, that other pitcher, he ain't going to hit you with the 96-mile-per-hour fastball. He's probably going to hit Rizzo, or he's going to hit Bryant, or he's going to hit Zobrist. He's not doing his teammates any good by doing that either. And, you saw, God, you got the paved road over there. Every time a car goes on the road, it's loud as hell. But, another thing I saw yesterday was Wilson Contreras out in left field misjudged the ball out there. Ball went over his head for a double. Wilson Contreras is not a left fielder. He's been a catcher his whole career. He's doing the best he can out there in left field. He's got a cannon for an arm. Misplays a ball, and of course John Lackey, whether that's what he's intending to do or not, he's got his arms down on his waist. He's slapping his glove. He's slapping his arm. He's yelling. He's barking. He's showing up his own left fielder. Whether he needs to or not, that's what he's doing. If you're sitting there, whether it's on TV, in the stands, and you see that, he's not upset at himself. He's bitching about the left fielder not making the grab. And then not only does he start barking, but they show him on the replay, and he's out there staring out at him. And if one of these days, if he had the wrong teammate, if he had there's a lot of nice dudes on this Cubs team. Really, he's the only guy I see as being a much of a jerk. I'll get into the other guy in a second, but... if you get the wrong teammate and you do that, if you do that to Yasiel Puig, he'll come charging in from left field. What are you looking at? He'll start a own fight with his teammate. I just don't like that, and I don't think it does his team any good. And I've also noticed that John Lester is a guy who does this. But something I've noticed with John Lester is he tends to bark and complain when he's frustrated, when he's not pitching well. John Lackey does it regardless. He does it every game, whether he's pitching bad, whether he's pitching good. He does it no matter what. Like yesterday, he was 6 2/3 into the game with 1 run, and he barked and complained probably 11 or 12 times already. And then he gives up the 2-run shot, then he's really barking and complaining. Maybe this is just me. A lot of people probably like it. They probably like that, he's into the game, he wants to win, he's showing emotion, but you can show emotion when you get to the dugout, you don't need to be showing up the ump. You don't need to be showing up your teammates. You don't need to be staring down the opposing players. You don't need to be getting in the ump's face. When he gets to the postseason, if he's, jacked up for these games, now wait to the postseason when the game, the stakes are real high, and he's going to get himself thrown out of the game. And if you get into the playoffs and you're in a big game and he's jacked up, doesn't get a call, and reacts wrong, the ump has every right to throw his ass out of the game. And if he gets thrown out of the game, that's going to do nothing but kill the Cubs. He's got to stop that. I know he's not gonna. He is who he is, and he's 37 years old, and I don't think he's gonna change. But I'm telling you guys, at some point, it's gonna cost this team. I bet you before the end of the year, he gets thrown out in a game. Guarantee it. Anybody want to place? I guarantee you he gets thrown out of the game before the end of the year. Because lately, it's been getting worse. I think that the fact that Hendricks and Hamill have stepped their game up, and he's a game over 500, he knows that other than his reputation. Going to the playoffs right now, he's would be the starter that's not on the NLDS roster, because typically you have the 4 starters that make the roster, particularly in the NLDS. And right now, he's your 5th starter. Now, do I think he'll be Game 3 starter in the NLDS? Yes, I do. But that is probably based off reputation alone, not off performance. But this is just something I want to talk about, guys. John Lackey's, he pitched well the last couple of starts, but he's got to chill out, he's got to calm down, or he's going to hurt the Cubs at some point. But thanks for checking in, guys. I'm out.